My son threw me a funeral while I was still alive. The invitation showed up in my mail on Tuesday. Cream cardstock, fancy lettering, a celebration of life for Orson Gray. Orson Gray, that's me. Riverside Memorial Chapel, Saturday, September 9th, 2:00 p.m., 8 days from now. I stood there in my kitchen holding this thing, read it 3 times, checked the return address. It was real. This wasn't some sick joke. Someone had planned my funeral, and according to the invitation, I'd been dead long enough to print programs and book a chapel. Problem was, I'd been alive the whole time. 3 weeks ago, I got my annual checkup. Dr. Patterson told me I had the heart of a 50-year-old. I'm 68, no cancer, no diabetes, nothing wrong with me except some arthritis in my left knee. I called the chapel. I'm calling about a service on Saturday. Orson Gray. Oh, yes. Woman's voice, soft and professional. Your son made all the arrangements. I'm so sorry for your loss. Is there something we can... Who paid for it? Silence. I'm sorry? The service. Who paid? Let me check. Payment was made in full. $22,000. Wire transfer from account ending in 1193. That's my account number. Thank you, I said. Hung up. My son used my money to pay for my funeral. Here's what I didn't know yet. Marcus had filed a death certificate 3 weeks earlier. My death certificate. Drained $2.1 million from my accounts, published my obituary, and he had a backup plan in case I figured it out. A plan that involved his wife, a stolen drug from the hospital, and making sure I actually stayed dead this time. I know because I recorded him saying it. This story has more twists than any case I worked in 32 years as an NYPD detective. There's murder, a criminal conspiracy, a loan shark at my funeral, and my 12-year-old granddaughter sobbing over my coffin while I lay inside it, alive, listening to every word. But let me start at the beginning. My name's Orson Gray. I spent 3 decades working financial crimes for NYPD. Built cases against mob accountants, corrupt CEOs, identity thieves. I thought I'd seen every con. Never thought I'd have to investigate my own son. Marcus works at the NYC Department of Health, Vital Records Division. He has access to every birth certificate, death certificate, marriage license in the city. Just boring paperwork, Dad, he told me once. Stamping forms all day. He was stamping more than forms. 3 weeks ago, someone filed a death certificate in my name, signed by a doctor I'd never met. Cause, heart attack at home. Date, August 22nd. I was alive on August 22nd. I had dinner with a friend that night. I have the receipt. But according to the city of New York, I died that day. My bank accounts froze. My identity vanished. Legally, I stopped existing. And Marcus thought he'd gotten away with it. In chess, there's a move called Zwischenzug, the in-between move. When your opponent thinks they've trapped your king, you don't defend. You attack their queen instead. Marcus thought I was dead. He had no idea where I really was on the board. If you know anyone who lost access to their accounts after a relative died, or if you've worked in Vital Records, leave a comment below. Because what happened to me is happening to others. I had 8 days until my funeral. 8 days to rise from the dead and make sure the people who tried to bury me paid the price. Let me back up. My name is Orson Gray, 68 years old, retired NYPD detective, financial crimes unit, 32 years. I worked fraud cases, identity theft, embezzlement, money laundering. I'd seen every con in the book. Built cases that put away CEOs, mob accountants, corrupt politicians. Never thought I'd need those skills against my own son. Marcus is 41, only child. When he was young, smart kid, curious, asked good questions. Margaret and I thought he'd be a doctor, maybe a lawyer. He became a clerk at the NYC Department of Health Vital Records Division. Boring job, he always said. Just stamping papers all day, Dad. He'd been there 8 years. Margaret died 3 years ago. Lung cancer. Marcus came to the hospital every day that last week, held her hand, cried at the funeral. For a while after, he called me twice a week. Just checking on you, Dad. Then the calls got less frequent. Then they stopped. Then the money requests started. First time, Dad, I need 12,000. Investment opportunity. I'll pay you back in 6 months. I gave it to him. He didn't pay it back. Second time, Dad, 8,000. Car needs major repairs. I gave it to him. Third time, Dad, 18,000. Business loan fell through, I'm in a bind. I gave it to him. Fourth time, Dad, I need 30,000. I said no. He got angry. Said I had a $2.2 million estate and couldn't spare 30,000 for my own son. Said Margaret would have wanted me to help family. I told him Margaret would have wanted him to stand on his own feet. He hung up. That was 3 months ago. Looking back now, I see the signs I missed. The bruise on his wrist. He said he fell. The phone ringing 8 times during dinner. Him not answering, face going pale. That night I saw him researching offshore accounts on his laptop. I thought he was planning some business venture. One evening, over Chinese takeout in my kitchen, he asked, "Dad, do you want to be buried or cremated?" I laughed. That's morbid. Why? Just curious. Just thinking about these things. 2 weeks later, he came over late. 11 p.m. Said he'd been working overtime. So many people dying, Dad. We're understaffed. I've been stamping death certificates for hours. I offered him coffee. He declined, left after 10 minutes. I found that strange, but I was lonely. Margaret had been gone 3 years. My friends from the force, most of them dead or moved to Florida. I played chess online, volunteered at the library once a week. Marcus was the only family I had left. I wanted to believe he still cared. 3 weeks ago, I went to Chase Bank to withdraw cash for my weekly chess club dues. I go to the same branch every week. Same teller. Linda Torres knows me by name. That day, she wasn't there. Different woman at the window. I handed her my card. She scanned it, frowned, scanned again, looked up at me, looked back at her screen. "Mr. Gray," she said slowly, "I'm going to need to call my manager." "Why?" "Just, please wait one moment." The manager came out. A woman, 40-ish, nervous smile. "Mr. Gray, can you come with me to my office?" We sat down. She pulled up something on her computer, wouldn't let me see the screen. "Sir, according to our system, your account has been closed." "Closed? I didn't close it." "No, sir. It was closed due to the account holder's death." The room tilted. "What?" "We received notification from the New York City Department of Health. Death certificate on file. I'm very sorry for your... this must be..." She trailed off, because I was sitting right in front of her, alive. "Show me," I said. She turned the screen. There it was. Death certificate number NYC 2023-08956. Name, Orson Gray. Date of death, August 22nd, 2023. Cause, acute myocardial infarction. Place, home, 1847 Prospect Place, Brooklyn, NY 111233. That was my address, signed by Dr. Helen Kaufman, Mount Sinai Hospital. I stared at it. August 22nd. 3 weeks ago, I checked my phone calendar. August 22nd. I'd had dinner with an old colleague, Tom Brennan, at Peter Luger's. We split a porterhouse. I had the receipt. "I'm not dead," I said. Linda, the manager, looked at me like I was a ghost. "I can see that, sir, but according to this certificate, someone forged it." "Sir, this has the official seal. Department of Health stamp, doctor's signature. I want a copy." She printed it, handed it to me with shaking hands. I walked out, got in my car, drove home, sat in my kitchen, looked at the death certificate. Then I called Mount Sinai, asked for Dr. Helen Kaufman. "Dr. Kaufman's office, how can I help you?" "I need to speak with Dr. Kaufman about a death certificate she signed." "Can I have the patient name?" "Orson Gray." Pause. Typing sounds. "I'm sorry, we don't have any record of Dr. Kaufman signing a death certificate for that name. Are you sure you have the right doctor?" "I'm looking at her signature right now. Certificate number NYC 2023-0899156. Longer pause. "Sir, Dr. Kaufman hasn't signed any documents for that case number. If someone's using her signature without authorization, that's fraud. You should contact the police." I thanked her, hung up. I didn't need to contact the police. I was the police for 32 years. and I knew exactly who had access to blank death certificates. The next week, the funeral invitation arrived. I went back to Chase Bank the next day, Wednesday. Linda Torres was working again. She saw me, and her face went white. "Mr. Gray, you're still alive. I need to speak with the fraud department." They brought in a supervisor, then a regional manager. I showed them the death certificate, showed them my driver's license, social security card, passport, took my pulse in front of them. "Someone filed a false death certificate to access my accounts," I said. "How much has been withdrawn?" The regional manager pulled up records, hesitated. "Mr. Gray, I'm afraid significant transfers were made between August 23rd and 25th. Total of $2.1 million. My life savings. Everything Margaret and I built over 40 years. Where? 4 wire transfers to offshore accounts. We can provide details to law enforcement, but I need to be honest. Once money hits offshore banks, recovery is difficult. I want every transaction detail, account numbers, timestamps, IP addresses, everything." They printed 20 pages. I took them home. That night, I sat at my dining room table with a yellow legal pad, same kind I used to use for case notes. Wrote down what I knew. 1. Death certificate filed August 22nd, 3 weeks ago. 2. Bank accounts drained August 2023 to 25. 3. Marcus works at Vital Records, access to blank certificates. 4. Marcus owes me $38,000, that I know of. 5. Funeral scheduled September 9th. 8 days from now, I needed help. Not NYPD. They'd moved too slow, and this was federal jurisdiction anyway. Wire fraud across state lines. I called someone I hadn't spoken to in 5 years. Special Agent Sarah Bennett, FBI Financial Crimes. "Sarah, it's Orson Gray." Silence. Then, "Orson, Jesus, I thought you'd retired to Florida or something. I'm still in Brooklyn. I need your help. My son stole $2.1 million from me, using a forged death certificate." Another pause. "Come in tomorrow. Bring everything." I did. Sarah was 43 now. I'd trained her back in 2008 when she was fresh out of Quantico. Sharp investigator. She'd moved up to lead agent on financial crimes. I laid out the death certificate, the bank records, everything. She read carefully, looked up. "Orson, this isn't just theft. If your son forged a government document with agency seals, used it for wire fraud, across state lines, we're talking federal charges. 10 to 20 years. Good. He's your son. He tried to erase me." She nodded. "Okay, let me run this. I'll be back." 2 hours later, she returned with a forensic accountant. Guy named Mitchell Harper, 56, retired NYPD 2. I knew him from the old days. Mitchell spread out papers. "Orson, I traced the transfers. Your son moved fast. 4 accounts." He pointed to each line. Transfer 1, $680,000 to Cayman National Bank, August 23rd, 10:32 a.m. Account holder, Riverside Holdings LLC, Shell Company. Transfer 2, $520,000 to Banco Internacional de Panama, August 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Account, MRG Investments, Marcus Rachel Gray initials. Transfer 3, $430,000 to DBS Singapore, August 24th, 9:08 a.m. Account, Gray Family Trust, Fake Trust. Transfer 4, $470,000 converted to Bitcoin, August 25th, 11:20 p.m. Coinbase to private wallet. Total $2.1 million in 48 hours, Mitchell said. "This is an amateur hour. Your son had help, professional help." "Who?" "Don't know yet, but I found something else." He pulled out another document. "The funeral contract, Riverside Memorial Chapel. Your son paid $22,000 in wire transfer, August 25th, from account ending in 1193, my account. He used my money to pay for my funeral." There's more. Mitchell pulled out a newspaper printout. New York Times obituary section published online August 24th. Orson Gray, 68, beloved father, passed peacefully at home. I read it. It was well written, almost touching, if I hadn't been alive to read it. "He published my obituary before I was dead." Sarah leaned forward. "Orson, If he's planned a funeral, printed an obituary, moved $2.1 million offshore, and you're still walking around Brooklyn, he has to kill me, I finished. The real way, or lose everything. She nodded. You're in danger. I looked at the funeral invitation. Saturday, September 9th. 6 days away now. Or, I said slowly, he thinks he's already won, and I have 6 days to prove otherwise. Sarah and Mitchell exchanged glances. What are you thinking? Sarah asked. I'm thinking, I said, Marcus planned my funeral. Maybe I should attend. Sarah left to get coffee. Mitchell stayed, spreading more papers across the table. There's something else, he said. When I pulled your son's financial records with a warrant, I found other transactions, payments in, 3 deposits over the past 6 months. $50,000, $50,000, $56,000. From who? 3 different people. He laid out 3 names. David Castillo, son of Linda Castillo, 73, Queens. David paid your son $50,000 in March. 2 weeks later, Linda Castillo's bank accounts were frozen. Death certificate on file. Linda's still alive. She's currently suing her son. I felt my chest tighten. Robert Mitchell, 69, Manhattan. His daughter Sophia Mitchell paid your son $50,000 in May. Robert died June 11th. Cause of death listed as cardiac arrest. Died? Died, Mitchell confirmed. 2 months after his death certificate was filed. No official autopsy. Jesus. Dorothy Wells, 71, Bronx. Her son-in-law, Brian Wells, paid your son $56,000 premium package in July. Dorothy's accounts frozen. She's alive, but she's lost contact with her daughter. Doesn't know where the money went. Mitchell pulled out a flash drive. I got this from FBI Cyber. They imaged your son's laptop with a warrant. Found an encrypted folder labeled Client Files. He opened a laptop, clicked through, showed me a spreadsheet. 4 names, 4 amounts, 4 dates. And next to Robert Mitchell's name, a note in Marcus's handwriting. Client concerned target won't die naturally. R can assist. R? I asked. We think it's his wife, Rachel Gray. She's a nurse at Mount Sinai, has access to pharmacy supplies. I read the note again. Client concerned target won't die naturally. R can assist. Mitchell, I said, are you telling me my son and his wife murdered someone? I'm telling you Robert Mitchell died 2 months after they filed his death certificate. And your son wrote that his wife could assist if the target wouldn't die naturally. We're exhuming the body tomorrow with a court order. Sarah came back with 3 coffees, sat down. Orson, this isn't just your case anymore. This is an organized fraud ring, possibly murder. We're opening a RICO investigation, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. English, Sarah. Your son sold a package. He files a fake death certificate. The family drains the accounts, splits the money with Marcus. If the person doesn't die on schedule, his wife makes sure they do. It's a murder-for-hire operation disguised as a state fraud. I sat back, tried to process. My son, the kid who cried at his mother's funeral, who used to build Lego sets at that table. That kid had become a murderer, or maybe he'd always been one, and I just couldn't see it. What do we do? I asked as Sarah pulled out a legal pad. We build a case. Federal wire fraud, identity theft, conspiracy. If we can prove murder, that's 25 to life. But here's the problem. We need him to incriminate himself, on tape. You want me to wear a wire? I want more than that. She looked at me carefully. Marcus thinks you're dead. He's planned your funeral. If you suddenly appear, he'll panic, destroy evidence, maybe run, maybe... She didn't finish. Maybe kill me, for real, I said. Yes. Mitchell leaned forward. But if you play dead, if you let the funeral happen, we can be there, undercover, wait for him to incriminate himself in front of witnesses. You want me to attend my own funeral, from inside the coffin? Sarah nodded. It's risky. If Marcus figures out you're alive, he has 6 days to fix his mistake, and he's already proven he can make people disappear. I thought about Margaret, what she'd say. She'd tell me to call the FBI and let them handle it. She'd tell me I'm too old for this, but Margaret was dead, and Marcus had used her memory to manipulate me. Margaret would have wanted me to help family. That's what he'd said. How do we do it? I asked. Sarah pulled out a file. First, you disappear. Today. Don't go home. Don't use your phone. We put you in a safe house. Marcus can't know you're onto him. Second, Mitchell said, I keep tracing the money. We need to know where all $2.1 million went. If he's moved it to crypto, we're racing the clock. Third, Sarah continued, we wire you. Not just audio, video too, small camera. You'll be in the coffin, but we need evidence of what Marcus says at the funeral, who he talks to, who pays him. Fourth, we get a warrant to tap his phone, his wife's phone, their home. We record everything for the next 6 days. And fifth, Sarah said, looking at me seriously, we need you to call him. One time, today. Test his reaction. See if he knows you know. I picked up my phone. Wait, Mitchell said. You're calling from here, FBI office. If he's tracking your location, he's tracking my location? Your phone. If he filed a death certificate, he might be monitoring to make sure you're not using it. Stay off it after this call. We'll give you a burner. And Sarah handed me a new phone. Use this one to call him. No location services. I dialed. It rang 4 times. Dad, I've been trying to reach you. Where have you been? His voice, concerned, loving, perfect. I'd been a detective for 32 years. I'd interviewed killers, con men, sociopaths. I knew the sound of a liar. Marcus was lying. Hey, Marcus, I said, keeping my voice casual. Sorry, I've been at the library. Phone died. What's up? Just checking on you, making sure you're okay. I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be? Pause. Half a second too long. No reason, just haven't heard from you in a while. You hung up on me 3 months ago, remember? Dad, come on. We both said things we didn't mean. I was thinking maybe we could have dinner, catch up. Sure, when? How about Friday? I'll come into your place. Friday. 2 days before the funeral. Actually, I'm busy Friday. How about next week? Another pause. Next week? Dad, I really think we should talk sooner about important stuff. Family stuff. What family stuff? Just making sure you're okay. Your health, your accounts, planning ahead. My accounts. He wanted to make sure I couldn't access my accounts. My accounts are fine, Marcus. Have you checked them recently? Why would I need to check them? Longer pause. No reason, just making sure everything's in order. Everything's in order. Look, I have to go. The library's closing. Dad, wait. About Friday. I said I'm busy. I'll call you next week. I hung up. Sarah was recording. She played it back, listened twice. He's panicking, she said. He wants to see you. Confirm you're alive. Friday. That's 2 days before the funeral. If you're still alive Friday, he can't go through with it Saturday. So he'd have to kill me Friday. Or cancel the funeral. But if he cancels, everyone knows something's wrong. The chapel, the guests. The obituary's already published. It's too late to back out cleanly. Mitchell pulled up something on his laptop. We just got the wiretap warrant approved. Federal judge signed 30 minutes ago. We're tapping Marcus's phone, his wife Rachel's phone, and we've got surveillance on their apartment. How fast can you set it up? It's already live. We started monitoring the moment you hung up. He turned the laptop to face me. Live audio feed. Marcus's voice. Shit. He sounded fine. He sounded normal. Rachel's voice. What did he say? He said his accounts are fine. He said everything's in order. Did he sound suspicious? I don't know. Maybe. He wouldn't meet Friday. Said he's busy. He's never busy. He plays chess and reads books. He's lying. What if he knows? He can't know. The certificate's perfect. The bank froze his accounts. He has no access. Then why won't he meet me Friday? Long silence on the recording. Then Rachel. Maybe he did try to access his account. Maybe someone told him. Fuck. If he knows, he'll go to the police. He is the police. Was the police. FBI then. He knows people at FBI. So what do we do? Another silence. Then Marcus. We move up the timeline. To when? Tonight. I go to his place. Say I want to apologize. We have dinner. I put it in his coffee. You have enough? I took 50 milligrams from the hospital yesterday. More than enough. Rachel's voice dropped lower. And if that doesn't work? Then I bought insurance. What kind of insurance? The kind Victor Delgado recommended. Sarah stopped the recording, looked at me. Who's Victor Delgado? Don't know. Mitchell was already typing. Running the name, okay. Victor Delgado, 48, loan shark, 6 assault convictions, associated with organized crime in Manhattan, last known address. He frowned. He lives 2 blocks from your son. My son borrowed money from a loan shark. More than borrowed. Mitchell pulled up more records. According to financial forensics, your son owes Delgado $285,000. Gambling debts, online poker, sports betting, compounding interest at 20% monthly. I did the math. That debt doubles every 3.5 months. Exactly. And according to text message records we just pulled, Delgado sent your son a message 4 days ago. 60 days, or you're done. You and your family. Sarah leaned back. So your son's in debt, $285,000. He steals $2.1 million from you. He's already paid off 3 other clients $156,000 total. After Delgado's cut, he's looking at maybe $1.5 million profit. Enough to disappear. Or enough to think he's untouchable. She pulled out another document. We found plane tickets. 3 tickets to the Cayman Islands, September 10th, the day after your funeral. Marcus, Rachel, and their daughter Emma. Emma, 12 years old, my granddaughter. Straight-A student. Loved horses. Didn't know her father was a murderer. Does Emma know? I asked. No indication she does. She's at school right now. Normal day. I thought about Emma at the funeral, crying over my coffin, believing I was dead. When Marcus said insurance, Mitchell interrupted. I think he meant a gun. Sarah's phone buzzed. She looked at it. Surveillance team just checked in. Marcus left his office early. He's headed toward Brooklyn. Toward your address. Tonight. He said tonight. Orson, you can't go home. If you go home, you're giving him the chance to kill you. We can arrest him right now on wire fraud charges, but then we don't get the full ring, I finished. We don't get Rachel. We don't get proof of Robert Mitchell's murder. We don't get Delgado. Exactly. I stood up. How long until the funeral? 6 days. Can you keep me safe for 6 days? Sarah nodded. We have a safe house in Queens, former witness protection location. No one knows about it except FBI. Then I disappear. For 6 days. And on Saturday, September 9th, at 2:00 p.m., I attend my funeral. Mitchell closed his laptop. You understand what you're agreeing to? You're going to lie in a coffin for potentially hours, in front of your granddaughter, who'll think you're actually dead. You'll hear her cry, and you can't move, can't react, can't comfort her. I thought about that, about Emma's face. I know, I said. Sarah pulled out a consent form. This is your agreement to participate in an undercover operation. You're a civilian. You're not an agent. You don't have immunity or protection beyond what we can provide. If something goes wrong, I know the risks. I signed the form, FBI UC 2023-192. Sarah made a call. 20 minutes later, a black SUV pulled up. 2 agents I didn't recognize. These are Agents Torres and Chen. They'll take you to the safe house. No phones, no contact with anyone. We'll check on you daily. I got in the SUV. As we pulled away from Federal Plaza, I looked back at the building. 32 years. I'd walked into that building thousands of times, worked cases with Sarah, built cases that put away monsters. Never thought I'd be the case. The safe house was a 2-bedroom apartment in Astoria. Clean, furnished, no personality. The kind of place that erases you. Sarah visited the next morning, Thursday, 4 days until the funeral. We've been listening to Marcus and Rachel all night, she said, pulling out her laptop. You need to hear this. She played a recording. Car sounds. Marcus and Rachel talking. Timestamp. Wednesday, 11:15 p.m. Location, parking lot, 450 East 86th Street. Marcus's voice. He wasn't home. I waited 2 hours. He never came back. Rachel. Maybe he's staying with a friend. He doesn't have friends. They're all dead or in Florida. Then where is he? I don't know, but I checked his apartment. Mail piling up, no lights on. He could be traveling. Without telling anyone? Dad doesn't travel. He plays chess at the library on Wednesdays. I went there. They said he hasn't been in all week. Silence in the recording. Then Rachel. He knows. He can't know. He knows, and he's hiding. From what? We filed the certificate 3 weeks ago. The bank froze his accounts. He can't access anything. He's powerless. Then why isn't he home? Long pause. We need to move forward with Saturday. If he's alive somewhere, if he shows up at the funeral, we deal with it then. How do you deal with it in front of 60 people? I don't know. But if we cancel now, people ask questions. The chapel's been paid. The obituary's published. We have to go through with it. And if he walks in during the service? Another pause. Then he has an accident afterward. Rachel's voice, quieter. I got the digoxin from the hospital. 50 milligrams. More than enough. Good. But Marcus, if we're really doing this, if we have to make sure he doesn't survive, say it. We need to think about Emma. She can't know. She can't be there when... She won't know. She'll be at school. She'll ask questions. Kids aren't stupid. She's 12. She'll believe what we tell her. The recording ended. Sarah looked at me. They're planning to kill you. Not metaphorically. Actually kill you. Digoxin overdose. It mimics a heart attack. Untraceable if done right. Rachel's a nurse. She'd know how to do it right. Yes. Sarah pulled out another file. We contacted Mount Sinai. Rachel Gray did access the pharmacy on September 4th. Logged withdrawal, 50 milligrams digoxin, claimed it was for a patient in ICU. We checked. No such patient received digoxin that day. So she stole it. She stole it. And we have her on recording saying she has it. That's attempted murder. Conspiracy to commit murder. Mitchell walked in carrying coffee and bagels. Morning, hope you like everything bagels because that's all they had. What'd you find? Sarah asked him. More transactions. I traced the Bitcoin. Your son moved that $470,000 through 3 digital wallets, then cashed out $350,000 at an exchange in Panama. The rest is still in crypto, probably saving it for later. When? 2 days ago. He's already got cash in hand. Enough to pay Delgado? Enough to pay Delgado and have change left over. Sarah pulled out another recording. This one's from this morning, 9:30 a.m. Victor Delgado called Marcus. She hit play. Gruff voice. Saturday, 2 p.m. I'll be there. Marcus. At the funeral? You invited me, didn't you? Old family friend? I didn't think you'd actually come. Your father dies. I pay respects. And after, we settle accounts. You bring the money, all of it, cash. I'll have it. You better, 'cause if you don't, I'm not waiting another 60 days. Your wife, your kid, you understand? I understand. Good. See you Saturday. Click. Sarah stopped the recording. Delgado's coming to your funeral. He's expecting $285,000 in cash, which means Marcus needs to have it ready. Where would he get that much cash? Mitchell pulled out bank records. He's been withdrawing maximum amounts for the past 3 days. $10,000 per day from ATMs, the daily limit. Plus he made 2 cash withdrawals at bank branches, $50,000 on Tuesday, $75,000 yesterday. He's liquidating everything he can access. Add that to the Panama cash out, Sarah said, and he's got enough to pay Delgado with room to spare. So Saturday at my funeral, Marcus is planning to hand $285,000 cash to a loan shark in front of witnesses. In front of FBI agents disguised as witnesses, Sarah corrected. We'll have 12 agents there, posing as mourners, friends of the family, distant relatives, all wired, all armed. The moment Marcus or Delgado says anything incriminating, we move in. What about Rachel? She'll be there too. We're watching her separately. If she tries anything, if she has the digoxin with her, that's possession with intent. I ate my bagel, tried to think like a detective instead of a father. What about Emma? I asked it. Sarah hesitated. That's complicated. She's been invited to the funeral. It would be suspicious if she didn't come. But we can't tell her the truth. She's 12. she might accidentally tip off her parents. So she's going to think you're actually dead. She's going to cry. She's going to grieve. And afterward? Afterward, we arrest her parents in front of her. She'll see that. CPS will take custody temporarily. Her mother, Marcus's ex-wife, lives in New Jersey. She'll probably get full custody. I thought about Emma. Smart kid, kind, wanted to be a veterinarian. Her father was a murderer. Her stepmother was an accomplice, and I was about to rip her family apart. But if I didn't, she'd grow up with killers. Maybe become one herself. Do it, I said. Sarah pulled out another document. One more thing. We're exhuming Robert Mitchell's body tomorrow. If we find evidence of poisoning, Rachel's looking at murder too, 25 years to life. You think you'll find it? The note on your son's laptop said R can assist. Robert Mitchell died 2 months after his death certificate was filed. His daughter Sophia paid your son $50,000, and Robert's cause of death was listed as cardiac arrest, which is exactly what digoxin overdose looks like. So you're saying Rachel killed him? I'm saying someone did, and we're going to prove it. She closed her laptop. 3 more days, Orson. Saturday, you're going to lie in a coffin. In front of your family, in front of a loan shark, in front of everyone who thinks you're dead. And you're going to listen, and record, and help us build a case that puts your son away for 20 years. Now, what if something goes wrong? Then you press the panic button we'll give you, and we come in guns drawn. I finished my coffee. When's the last time an undercover operation went perfectly according to plan? Sarah smiled. Sad smile. Never. Friday morning, one day before the funeral, Sarah came to the safe house early, 6 a.m. She looked tired. We have a problem, she said. Mitchell was with her. He looked worse. Marcus bought a gun, Mitchell said, last night, 11:45 p.m. Met with a street dealer named Malik Johnson. Glock 19, 15 rounds. Paid $1,200 cash. My stomach dropped. He's planning to shoot someone. We don't know that for sure, Sarah said carefully. He might just be scared. Protecting himself. From who? I'm supposed to be dead? Mitchell pulled out photos from surveillance. These were taken at 89th Street and 3rd Avenue. You can see Marcus getting into a car with Malik. Transaction took 2 minutes. Malik handed over a bag. Marcus handed over cash. The photos were grainy but clear enough. My son, buying an illegal weapon. Is he carrying it now? I asked. We don't know. He went home after. We can't search his apartment without a warrant for the weapon specifically, and we don't have cause yet. The gun purchase itself is illegal, but you're waiting for something bigger. We're waiting for conspiracy to commit murder, which we'll have on Saturday if everything goes according to plan. And if he shoots someone before Saturday? Sarah met my eyes. That's the risk. I stood up, paced. The apartment was small. 5 steps to the wall, turn around, 5 steps back. What else? We intercepted a text message, Sarah said, from Rachel to Marcus. Sent this morning at 5:47 a.m. She showed me her phone. Rachel, did you get it? Marcus, yes? Rachel, good, Friday night. Marcus, what if he comes home? Rachel, then Friday night becomes Friday night. Friday night, I repeated. That's tonight. They're planning something, Mitchell said. We don't know what. Maybe they're moving money. Maybe they're meeting Delgado early. Maybe they're going to my apartment to kill me, I finished, even though I'm not there. We have surveillance on your building, Sarah said. If they show up, we'll know. We'll record everything. But Orson, they have a gun now. If they break into your apartment, they won't find me there. No, but they might trash it. Look for evidence you're onto them. Or they might... She trailed off. Might what? They might stage a crime scene. Make it look like you died at home. Heart attack. Fall down the stairs. Something to match the death certificate. I sat back down. Thought about my apartment. The brownstone I'd inherited from my parents. Where Margaret and I raised Marcus. Where she died in our bedroom 3 years ago. Where I'd lived alone ever since. Let them come, I said. Mitchell frowned. What? Let them break in. Record everything. If they're staging my death, that's more evidence. Orson, they have a gun. I'm not there. What are they going to shoot? The furniture? Sarah pulled out her laptop. We need to talk about tomorrow, Saturday, the funeral. We finalized the operational plan. She opened a file, photos of Riverside Memorial Chapel, floor plans, seating arrangements. The chapel holds 80 people. Marcus has invited 63. We've confirmed 38 RSVPs, the rest are maybes. We'll have 12 FBI agents scattered throughout. 6 posed as mourners, 4 as staff, 2 outside as security. What about Delgado? We're tracking him separately. He's confirmed attendance. We expect he'll sit in the back, away from family. He'll probably approach Marcus after the service. And that's when you arrest him? That's when we record him. We need evidence of the transaction, cash for debt. We need Marcus to say something incriminating. Here's the money I stole from my father's accounts. Something explicit. He won't say that in front of witnesses. He won't say it in front of normal witnesses, Sarah corrected. But he might say it if he thinks everyone's distracted, during the eulogy, or when people are leaving, or when I'm lying in the coffin 10 feet away. She nodded. You'll be wired. Video and audio, small camera in your jacket pocket, angled up. Microphone in your collar. You'll hear everything through an earpiece, and we'll be listening in a surveillance van outside. Mitchell pulled out equipment, showed me the camera, tiny, the size of a button. The microphone, thinner than a wire. The panic button, disguised as a cufflink. You press this, he said, pointing to the cufflink, and we're in the building in 5 seconds. Guns drawn, full tactical response. How long will I need to stay in the coffin? The service is scheduled for 2 p.m. Viewing starts at 1:30 p.m. We need you in position by 1 p.m. And the service lasts how long? Typically 90 minutes. But we'll get you out as soon as we have what we need. I did the math. 90 minutes. In a coffin. Not moving. Barely breathing. I've done worse, I said. Sarah looked at me seriously. Orson, this is your last chance to back out. We can arrest Marcus right now on wire fraud. He'll get 10 years. Rachel gets conspiracy. It's not the full case, but it's something. What about Robert Mitchell's murder? We exhumed the body yesterday. Autopsy's being done today. Results tomorrow morning. If we find evidence of poisoning, we can add murder charges later. But you might not find evidence. We might not. And Delgado walks free. Delgado walks free? I shook my head. No, we do this right. We get everyone. Mitchell packed up the equipment. Okay, here's the timeline. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we pick you up, take you to a staging location. A makeup artist, FBI consultant, Patricia Valdez, will make you look deceased. Pale skin, sunken eyes, the whole thing. How long does that take? 2 hours. Then we transport you to the chapel in a closed coffin. You'll already be inside. We wheel you in at 12:30 p.m., position you in the viewing room, open the coffin at 1:30 p.m. for viewing. And I just lie there. You lie there, eyes closed, no movement, shallow breathing, your chest can't rise visibly. We'll give you a mild sedative if you want, something to keep you calm. No sedative. I need to be alert. Sarah pulled out one more document. This is the order of service. Marcus is giving the eulogy, starts at 2:15 p.m. That's when we expect him to say something revealing. What makes you think he'll say anything? Because he thinks he's won. He's standing over your dead body. He's got $2.1 million. He's about to pay off Delgado and fly to the Caymans the next day. People say stupid things when they think they've gotten away with it. Mitchell added, and if he doesn't incriminate himself during the eulogy, we have Plan B, which is Ethan Cole, Rachel's brother. He's the funeral director. He's part of the conspiracy. He received $15,000 for arranging this service quietly. We have him on wiretap coordinating with Marcus. If Marcus pays him at the funeral, that's conspiracy to commit fraud. Federal crime. So I'm lying there waiting for my son to either confess or make a payment. Essentially, yes. I looked at both of them. Sarah, who I'd trained 15 years ago. Mitchell, who I'd worked cases with in the 90s. Good people, good agents. What's the worst case scenario? I asked. They exchanged glances. Sarah spoke carefully. Worst case? Marcus figures out you're alive before the service starts. He panics. He has a gun. He shoots into the coffin. Could the coffin stop a bullet? No. So I could die at my own funeral? Yes. Mitchell added, Or Marcus sees you, runs, we lose him. Or Delgado realizes it's a setup, shoots an agent. Or Emma has a breakdown and we have to abort. Or, okay, I interrupted. I get it. Lots of ways this goes wrong. Do you still want to do it? Sarah asked. I thought about Marcus, the little boy who built Lego sets, who cried when his hamster died, who graduated high school with honors. That boy was gone. Had been gone for years, probably. I'd just been too lonely to notice. Yes, I said. We do it. Sarah's phone buzzed. She looked at it, frowned. What? I asked. Surveillance team, Marcus and Rachel just left their apartment. They're headed toward Brooklyn. Toward my place. Yes. Mitchell pulled out his laptop, showed me live GPS tracking. 2 dots moving across the screen. They're 10 minutes from your building, he said. We watched in silence. The dots moved closer. Sarah made a call. This is Bennett. Subjects approaching target location. All units stand by. 5 minutes. 3 minutes. 1 minute. They just parked, Mitchell said. 2 blocks from your building. They're walking. Sarah's phone lit up with a text. She read it. They're at your front door. Marcus is picking the lock. He knows how to pick locks? Apparently. Another text. They're inside. We waited. Sarah had her phone on speaker now. Live feed from the surveillance team. Subjects in the living room. Marcus is looking around, opening drawers. Rachel's in the kitchen, checking the fridge. Marcus just went upstairs, checking bedrooms. Long pause. He's in the master bedroom. He's standing there, just standing. I knew that room. That's where Margaret died. Hospital bed in the corner. Morphine drip. Holding her hand while she took her last breath. Marcus was standing in that room. He's coming back downstairs. He's talking to Rachel. Then we heard it. Faint, through the phone. Marcus's voice. He's not here. He's really not here, Rachel. So where is he? I don't know, but we're out of time. Tomorrow's the funeral. If he shows up, then we deal with it. How? Silence. Then Rachel's voice cold. Same way we dealt with Robert Mitchell. Potassium chloride. 30 seconds. He'll be gone. My hands clenched. Sarah was recording. She nodded at me. We got it. Marcus's voice again. Let's go. If someone sees us here, they'll think we're checking on your father's place because he died. He didn't die. That's the problem. He will. The surveillance team. Subjects leaving the building, headed back to their vehicle. Sarah hung up, looked at me. They just confessed to murder, I said. They just confessed to murder, she confirmed. Robert Mitchell. Potassium chloride. On tape. In your apartment. With witnesses. Mitchell was typing. I'll forward this to the prosecutor. This plus the autopsy results. We've got them. Murder 2. Conspiracy. This is 25 to life. I should have felt relief. Victory. I felt sick. Tomorrow, Sarah said quietly. One more day. Can you do it? I nodded. One more day. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. 2 agents picked me up from the safe house, drove to a warehouse in Long Island City, industrial area, empty on weekends. Inside, a makeup trailer, the kind they use on movie sets. Patricia Valdez was waiting. 50-ish woman, professional, kind eyes, former theater makeup artist, now FBI consultant. Mr. Gray, she said, I'm going to make you look dead. Is that okay with you? It's a strange question, but yes. She smiled. Sit here. For 2 hours, she worked. Foundation 3 shades paler than my skin. Gray undertones around the eyes. Sunken cheeks using shadow and contour. Bluish tint on the lips. Veins drawn faintly on my temples. Close your eyes, she said. Worked on my eyelids. When you're in the coffin, keep them closed. Don't move them. People can tell if your eyes are moving under the lids. Got it. Don't swallow too often. Your throat shouldn't move. Breathe shallow, through your nose, very slow. Your chest should barely rise. How long can I stay like that? Most people can manage an hour. You'll need to do 90 minutes, maybe more. I'll manage. She stepped back, showed me a mirror. I looked dead. Gray, lifeless, like someone had taken all the light out of me. Jesus, I whispered. Good reaction, Patricia said. That means it's working. She dressed me in a dark suit, white shirt, black tie. The clothes I'd worn to Margaret's funeral 3 years ago. These were my wife's favorite, I said. Then they're perfect. She attached the wire, microphone in my collar, camera in my jacket pocket, panic button cufflink on my right sleeve. Test, she said. In another room, Sarah's voice through my earpiece. We hear you, Orson. Video's clear. You're all set. Patricia handed me the earpiece. Tiny, flesh-colored. Invisible unless you were looking for it. One more thing, she said, handed me a small device. This is a breathing regulator. If you feel like you're going to cough or sneeze, press your tongue against this. It'll suppress the reflex. What if I have to cough? Then you've broken cover and we abort, so don't cough. Helpful advice, she smiled. You ready? No, but let's go. They wheeled in the coffin. Mahogany, silk interior, cream-colored padding. My name engraved on a brass plate. Orson Gray, 1955-2023. Get in, Patricia said gently. I climbed in, lay down. The silk was soft. The space was tight. Patricia adjusted my hands, folded them over my chest, straightened my tie. Practice now, she said. Close your eyes. Slow breathing, no movement. I closed my eyes. The world went dark. I heard Patricia's voice. Good, very good. I'm going to close the lid now, just for a moment, to see if you panic. The lid came down, not latched, just resting on top. Complete darkness. The smell of wood and silk. The sound of my own breathing, too loud. I counted. 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. The lid lifted. Light flooded in. You didn't panic, Patricia said. That's good. Most people panic. I've been in worse places. They wheeled me out, loaded the coffin into a van, drove to Riverside Memorial Chapel. 12:30 p.m. The chapel was old. Brooklyn. Red brick. Stained glass windows. I'd driven past it 100 times. Never thought I'd be inside. Like this. They wheeled me through a side entrance, into the viewing room, positioned the coffin at the front, opened the lid. Sarah appeared, leaned over, whispered, We're in position. 12 agents. 6 in the chapel, 4 as staff, 2 outside. Delgado's on his way. Marcus and Rachel are 20 minutes out. Emma's with them. Is she okay? She's crying in the car. She thinks you're dead, Orson. I wanted to sit up, to tell her I'm alive, that Grandpa's okay, but I couldn't. We'll tell her after, Sarah said. When it's over, she'll understand. Sarah disappeared. I lay there, alone, eyes closed, waiting. 1 p.m. The chapel doors opened. People started arriving. Voices, footsteps, whispers. Is that him? Poor Marcus, losing his father so young. He looks peaceful. I heard crying, soft, close. A child's voice. Grandpa? Emma. She was standing next to the coffin. I could hear her breathing. Grandpa, I miss you, she whispered. I'm sorry I didn't call more. I'm sorry. Her hand touched mine. Small, warm, alive. I wanted to hold her hand, tell her it's okay. I didn't move. She cried for another minute. Then someone, her mother probably, led her away. More people arrived. More whispers. 2 p.m. The service started. Music played. Something classical. I didn't recognize it. Then footsteps. Heavy. Confident. Marcus's voice from the podium. Thank you all for coming. My father would have been touched. I listened to my son's eulogy and waited for him to incriminate himself. Marcus cleared his throat. The chapel went quiet. 60 people waiting. I counted footsteps. Breathing patterns. The creak of pews. My father, Marcus began, was a good man, a detective for 32 years. He taught me right from wrong. He taught me to be honest, to work hard, to never take shortcuts. Pause. I heard paper rustling. He was reading from notes. Dad always said, don't waste anything, value what you have. Those words stuck with me. And now, as he's gone, I realize what he meant. He left behind a legacy, not just money or property, but values, principles. Through my earpiece, Sarah's voice. He's avoiding anything incriminating. Stay patient. Marcus continued. The last time I spoke to my father, we talked about family, about taking care of each other. He wanted to make sure I'd be okay, that Emma would be okay, that we'd be taken care of. Lie. The last time we spoke, he hung up on me. Dad was always careful with money, always planning ahead. He set up accounts, trusts, everything organized. He didn't want us to worry. Another lie. I had no trusts, no complex accounts, just savings and a brownstone. He told me, Marcus, when I'm gone, everything I have is yours. Use it well. Don't waste it. Give your family the freedom I never had. That was the key word. Freedom. Financial freedom. Through my earpiece. That's good. Keep going, Marcus. So I want to thank my father for everything he gave me, for the life he made possible, for the opportunities ahead. Opportunities. Plural. The Cayman Islands. The offshore accounts. Marcus's voice changed. Got emotional. Real emotion. I know some people might judge me, might say I didn't visit enough, didn't call enough. But Dad understood. He knew I was busy, building a life, and he supported that. Even when... He paused. Even when it was hard. As someone in the audience sniffed, crying. So, today, I'm not just saying goodbye. I'm saying thank you. Thank you for the inheritance. Thank you for the legacy. Thank you for making sure my family is secure. He said it. Inheritance, legacy, secure. Through my earpiece. We've got it. That's acknowledgement of financial gain from your death. Marcus stepped down from the podium, footsteps approaching the coffin. He stopped, right next to me. I felt his presence, close. He whispered, barely audible, Goodbye, Dad. Sorry it had to be this way. Then he walked away. Music played. People stood. The service was ending. Through my earpiece, Orson, stay down. We need the money exchange. Delgado's in the back row. He's getting up. Footsteps. Multiple people walking, talking quietly. The sounds of people leaving. Then, close to the coffin, two voices. Low, urgent. Ethan Cole's voice. Everything went smoothly. Payment? Marcus. After. Outside. That wasn't the deal. I'm not handing you $15,000 inside a funeral home. You have it? In my car. 5 minutes. Ethan walked away. More footsteps. Heavier. Slower. A deep voice. Gravel. Delgado. Marcus. Victor. Nice service. Your old man would be proud. Thanks. We need to talk. Outside. I have your money. All of it? Every dollar. Good. Because if you didn't, today would be 2 funerals. They walked away toward the exit. Through my earpiece, Teams 1 and 2 follow them outside. Team 3 move on my signal. The chapel was emptying. Fewer voices. Emma's voice crying, I don't want to leave him. Rachel. Sweetie, we have to go. Come on. But Grandpa... He's gone, Emma. He's not coming back. Footsteps fading. Door closing. Silence. Through my earpiece. Orson, we have Marcus outside with Delgado. He's opening his trunk. We can see cash. Lots of cash. Wait for my signal. I waited. 30 seconds. 60 seconds. Sarah's voice. He just handed Delgado a duffel bag. Delgado's counting. That's at least $200,000 visible. He's saying something. Then through my earpiece I heard it. Live audio from outside. Delgado. This covers it? Marcus. Every penny. $285,000. We're done. How'd you get this much cash so fast? My father died. Life insurance. Inheritance. It's all legal. Delgado laughed. Sure it is. Smart kid. Taking care of business. Marcus. Are we good? We're good. Pleasure doing business. Sorry about your dad. Yeah, me too. Through my earpiece. Orson. That's it. We've got wire fraud, conspiracy, illegal payment to a loan shark, and implied murder. I'm calling it. Stand by. I heard Sarah's voice, louder now, outside. FBI, hands up. Victor Delgado, Marcus Gray, do not move. Shouting, chaos, car doors, running. Someone screamed, then footsteps running back into the chapel, fast, panicked. Rachel's voice. Marcus, they're arresting him. She stopped. Saw something. Then her footsteps, running toward me. This isn't real. This isn't... She was at the coffin, looking down at me. I opened my eyes. Her face went white. "Hello, Rachel," I said. I sat up, slowly, like Lazarus. Rachel stumbled backward, hit a pew, fell. Sarah burst in, 4 agents with her, guns drawn. "Rachel Gray, FBI, you're under arrest." Rachel was shaking. "He's alive. He's alive. He's... Hands behind your back. Now." They cuffed her. Through the open door, I could see the parking lot. Marcus on the ground, handcuffed. Delgado next to him. 6 agents surrounding them. Emma stood 20 feet away, staring, not understanding. Sarah appeared next to me, helped me out of the coffin. "You okay?" she asked. "I'm fine. What about Emma?" "Her mother's been called. She's on her way from New Jersey. CPS will stay with Emma until then." I walked to the door, looked outside. Marcus saw me, his face, shock, rage, disbelief. "You're alive," he said. "I'm alive. But how?" "The certificate, the accounts, everything was fake," Sarah said. "Or rather, you faked it, and we recorded everything." Marcus looked at me. "Dad, please, I can explain." "You can explain to a federal prosecutor." Sarah pulled out her phone, read from it. "Marcus Gray, you're under arrest for wire fraud under 18 U.S.C. 1443, identity theft under 18 U.S.C. 1038, conspiracy to commit murder and fraud. Rachel Gray, same charges plus murder in the 2nd degree." Rachel's head snapped up. "Murder? I didn't murder anyone." Sarah pulled out a document. "Robert Mitchell, you remember him? Died June 11th. We exhumed his body, found potassium chloride in his system, 12 milliequivalents per liter. Normal is 3.5 to 5. You overdosed him. 30 seconds, you said. He was gone." Rachel's face crumbled. Across the parking lot, a woman stepped forward, older, grief-stricken. Sophia Mitchell, Robert's daughter. She walked up to Rachel, stared at her. "You killed my father," Sophia said quietly. Rachel said nothing. "Why?" Rachel's voice broke. "I didn't want to. Marcus said we had to. He said..." "Don't!" Marcus shouted. "Don't say anything. They can't prove..." "We can prove everything," Sarah interrupted. "We have recordings, wiretaps, your laptop files, bank records, 3 other victims who will testify. Delgado's already talking. He's giving you up for a plea deal." Marcus sat on the ground, handcuffed, beaten. He looked at me. "Dad, you won." I looked at my son, really looked at him. "No," I said. "Justice won." They took him away. Sarah pulled me aside while agents processed the scene. Patrol cars, news vans already arriving, neighbors watching from across the street. "There's something else," she said. "What else could there be?" "The autopsy results came back this morning. Robert Mitchell. We found more than just potassium chloride." "What else?" "Puncture wound on his left arm, hidden under his watch band, fresh when he died, and traces of Rachel's DNA under his fingernails. He fought back." I closed my eyes. "So she injected him, in person?" "We think so. Robert's daughter, Sophia, said Rachel came to visit her father 3 days before he died. Said she was a home health nurse, checking his vitals. Sophia left them alone for 10 minutes. That's when Rachel did it. That's when Rachel did it." Mitchell walked up, laptop open. We also traced the other victims. Linda Castillo, still alive, but her son David was planning to use the same method. We found text messages between David and Marcus, discussing timeline acceleration. David's been arrested. And Dorothy Wells? Brian Wells, her son-in-law, hired Rachel to visit Dorothy next month. We found a $75,000 payment scheduled in Marcus's calendar, October 15th. Dorothy would have been dead by Halloween. 3 murders, 1 completed, 2 planned. "This isn't just financial fraud," I said. "This is a murder-for-hire operation?" "Exactly. Federal prosecutors are calling it a racketeering case. RICO charges. Marcus was running a criminal enterprise, selling murder packages." "How many clients did he have total?" Mitchell scrolled through files. 4 confirmed. Robert Mitchell, completed. You, interrupted. Linda Castillo, in progress. Dorothy Wells, scheduled. But we found 6 more inquiries in his encrypted messages. People asking about estate planning services. We're investigating all of them now. Jesus. Sarah's phone rang. She answered, listened. Her face got serious. Okay, send them in. She hung up. Looked at me. Sophia Mitchell wants to speak to you. Sophia appeared. 45, maybe. Professional clothes. Red eyes from crying. Mr. Gray, she said, I'm sorry for your... She stopped. Sorry, you're not dead. It's okay. Agent Bennett told me what happened. Your son did to you what he did to my father, except you survived. I'm sorry about Robert. Her eyes filled with tears. My father was a good man, kind. He trusted people. He trusted me. And I trusted Rachel when she showed up. She seemed professional, caring. I let her in his house. I left them alone. It's not your fault. I paid your son $50,000. I gave him money to murder my own father. How is that not my fault? I didn't have an answer. When I found out about the death certificate, Sophia continued, I thought it was a mistake, a clerical error. I didn't question it. I just moved forward, closed his accounts, sold his apartment, split the money with my brother, $480,000 each, and the whole time your son and his wife were getting away with it. They're not getting away with it now. She nodded. Agent Bennett said Rachel will be charged with murder too, 25 to life. New York doesn't have the death penalty. No, she'll die in prison. Good. Sophia wiped her eyes. I'm testifying at the trial. I want her to see my face when they convict her. I'll be there too. She shook my hand. Thank you, Mr. Gray, for not giving up, for catching them. She walked away. Sarah put a hand on my shoulder. You did good, Orson. I feel like I should have seen it sooner. Stopped it before Robert died. You didn't know. I should have known. I'm a detective. You're a father. Fathers want to believe their kids are good. I looked across the parking lot. Marcus was in a police car now, Rachel in another. Both headed to federal holding. Emma sat on the chapel steps, a CPS worker beside her, waiting for her mother. She looked at me, confused, hurt, betrayed. I walked over, slowly. Grandpa, she said, I don't understand. You're alive? I'm alive, sweetheart. But Dad said, and Mom said, your dad lied. I'm sorry. She started crying. Why? Why would he lie? Because he wanted my money, and he thought I'd be easier to steal from if I was dead. Is he going to jail? Yes. For how long? A long time. She cried harder. The CPS worker put an arm around her. Emma, I said gently, none of this is your fault. You didn't know. You're a good kid, and you're going to be okay. But your dad made bad choices, very bad choices, but you don't have to make the same choices. You're going to live with your mom, go to school, be a veterinarian like you always wanted. Will I see you again? Yes, whenever you want. I'm your grandfather. That doesn't change. She hugged me, tight. I thought you were dead, she whispered. I thought I'd never see you again. I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm not going anywhere. 6 months later, Marcus got 18 years federal prison. Rachel got 25 to life for murder. Ethan Cole got 8 years. Victor Delgado got 15 for racketeering. David Castillo and Brian Wells both got 5 years for conspiracy. I testified at every trial. So did Sophia Mitchell. So did Linda Castillo. So did Dorothy Wells. The judge called it one of the most calculated elder abuse schemes in New York history. The FBI recovered $1.87 million of my money. The rest, gone into crypto, untraceable. I donated $500,000 to start a foundation, named it after Margaret, the Margaret Gray Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit. We help elder fraud victims, identity theft recovery, legal support, financial counseling. First year we helped 83 people, recovered $3.2 million total. I volunteer there twice a week. Sometimes Sophia Mitchell helps, sometimes Dorothy Wells. We're building something good from something terrible. I still live in Brooklyn, same brownstone, same kitchen, but I adopted a dog. Rescue from the shelter. Named him Judge, German Shepherd. Good company. Emma visits once a month. Her mother drives her in from New Jersey. We have lunch. Talk about school. Talk about horses. She still wants to be a vet. I set up a college fund for her. $200,000. She doesn't know yet. I don't talk to Marcus. He writes letters. 14 so far. I return them unopened. People ask me, do you regret it? Turning in your son? I tell them no. I regret not seeing it sooner. Marcus didn't just steal money. He stole my identity. Erased me. Tried to make me disappear. And he did it to 3 other families. Killed a good man. Planned to kill 2 more. Some betrayals can't be forgiven. Emma asked me once, Grandpa, will you ever forgive Dad? I told her, there are boundaries no one gets to cross, not even family. Your father crossed them, and there's no coming back from that. She understood. Last month I got a call from Sarah Bennett. She's been promoted, assistant director now. She told me they've identified 12 more fraud rings operating in 6 states. Same scheme. Death certificates, drained accounts, staged funerals. The Margaret Gray Foundation is helping with those cases too. Margaret used to say, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. I'm not doing nothing anymore. If you're listening to this and you're worried about someone in your life, a parent, grandparent, friend, check on them. Ask about their accounts. Look for warning signs. Elder fraud happens every day, usually by family members. If you know someone who's been through something similar, drop your location below. The Margaret Gray Foundation might be able to help. As for me, I'm 68 years old. I died once, on paper, but I came back, and this time I'm living on my own terms. No one can erase me now.